The night was quiet. Too quiet. Far away from the bright city lights, beyond broken roads and empty land, a young human boy walked alone. His name was Eli. He was an orphan. No parents. No home. No one waiting for him. Eli survived by collecting scrap metal and old parts. He sold them for a few credits, just enough to eat and live another day. Suddenly, the sky changed. A loud roar tore through the air. Eli looked up. A ball of fire ripped across the dark sky. The ground shook like the world was breaking. A huge object slammed into the wasteland, sending dust and fire everywhere. A crash. People in the far city saw the light. They heard the sound, but they closed their doors. No one wanted trouble. No one wanted aliens. Eli stood frozen. He knew what that was. An alien ship. Most humans feared aliens. Some hated them. Some believed aliens only brought danger. Eli had heard all those stories too. Still, his feet moved forward. Each step was slow. The heat burned his face. Smoke filled the air. Metal groaned and cracked as flames danced around the broken ship. Then Eli heard it. A weak sound, a voice. Help. Please. Eli stopped breathing for a moment. The voice was not human. Behind a broken metal wall, he saw him. An elderly alien, tall but thin, lay trapped under a heavy piece of wreckage. His skin was pale blue, marked with deep scars. One of his arms was twisted at an odd angle. Dark blood soaked the ground. The alien's eyes met Eli's. Fear filled them. Human. Don't leave. The alien whispered. Eli's heart pounded. He looked back toward the city lights. If he called for help, people might come, or worse. Soldiers, hunters, people who killed aliens for rewards. If he walked away, no one would blame him. He was just an orphan. But Eli remembered something. Long ago, when his parents were alive, his mother once said, "Even if the whole world turns away, you don't have to." Eli clenched his fists. "I won't leave," he said quietly. The alien looked shocked. Eli tried to lift the metal piece. It was heavy, too heavy. His arm shook. His hands slipped. The alien cried out in pain. "Sorry," Eli said quickly. "I'll try again." He pushed with everything he had. His muscles burned. His breath came fast. Finally, the metal shifted just enough. The alien was free. Eli pulled him away from the fire, step by step, into the shadows. "Why, help?" the alien asked weakly. Eli did not answer right away. He wrapped his old jacket around the alien's wounds, because no one else did, Eli said. Sirens echoed far away. Alien patrol ships. Time was running out. "Can you walk?" Eli asked. The alien shook his head. Eli swallowed hard. He was small. The alien was heavy. But he bent down anyway and lifted him onto his back. Each step felt like pain. Rocks cut his feet. Smoke burned his lungs. But he did not stop. Finally, they reached Eli's shelter, a small broken structure made from scrap and metal sheets. It was not much, but it was hidden. Eli laid the alien down carefully. He cleaned the wounds with water he had saved for himself. The alien watched him closely. "You risk your life," the alien said. "For me," Eli shrugged. "I don't have much to lose." The alien closed his eyes, breathing slowly. "Human child," he whispered, "you do not know who you saved." Eli did not understand those words. He did not know that the alien before him was Zorath, one of the richest beings in the galaxy. A billionaire who controlled star routes, trade fleets, and entire systems. Eli only saw a broken old man who needed help. Outside, lights flashed in the sky. Search ships were coming. Eli looked at the alien, then at the door. If they found him, everything would change. And so would Eli's life. But for now, the galaxy did not know. And the crash that no one cared about was about to change everything. Morning light slowly entered the broken shelter. Eli had not slept. He sat near the old alien, watching his chest rise and fall. Every breath sounded weak, like it might be the last. Outside, the world looked normal again. No fire, no noise. Just silence. But Eli knew danger was close. The alien opened his eyes. "You stayed," he said softly. Eli nodded. "I said I would." The alien tried to move but winced in pain. His broken arm shook. "You should leave," the alien said. "They will come back." Eli shook his head. "They always come for aliens." "I know, but you're not leaving." The alien studied the boy. "Why?" Eli looked away. "When my parents died, no one helped us. People looked, then walked away. I don't want to be like them." The alien closed his eyes for a moment. "I am called Zorith," he said. Eli repeated the name quietly. "I'm Eli." Zorith tried to sit up again. Eli rushed forward and helped him. "You are injured badly," Eli said. "You need rest." Zorith smiled weakly. "You speak like a healer." Eli gave a small laugh. "I just learned from pain." He brought out a small container of food. Half of it was all he had for the day. Without thinking, Eli placed it beside Zorith. "You eat first," Eli said. Zorith stared at the food. "Why give me your share?" Eli shrugged. "You're hurt. I can wait." Zorith ate slowly. His hands trembled. In all his long life, no one had done this without asking something in return. Not allies. Not traitors. Not even family. Outside, a deep hum filled the air. Eli froze. Alien ships. Zorith felt it too. "They are searching." Zorith whispered. Eli quickly covered the shelter's entrance with metal sheets and cloth. He turned off the small light inside. "They waited." Voices echoed from above. Cold. Sharp. Not friendly. "Scan the area." Blue light passed over the ground. Eli held his breath. Zorith watched the boy's face. Fear was there. But so was something else. Courage. The ships moved away. For now. Eli finally breathed again. "But come back," he said. "Yes," Zorith replied. "They will not stop." Eli sat down. His hands were shaking now. "I don't have weapons. I don't have money. I don't even have a real home." He looked at Zorith. "But I won't give you up." Zorith felt something heavy in his chest. "You truly have nothing to gain," he said. "And still you stay." Eli smiled sadly. "When you have nothing, fear feels smaller." Zorith looked at the boy with new eyes. "You humans," he said, "slowly are not what the galaxy believes." Eli frowned. "What does the galaxy believe?" "That humans are selfish, weak, dangerous." Eli laughed softly. "Maybe some are. I don't know. I'm just me." Zorith nodded. He did not say more, but deep inside, a decision was forming. That night, Zorith's condition worsened. His breathing slowed. His skin grew colder. Eli panicked. "Stay awake," Eli said. "Please." Zorith opened his eyes. "If I do not survive." Zorith began. "No," Eli said quickly. "You will." Zorith raised a weak hand. "Listen, child. If others come, if they offer you rewards, do not trust them." Eli did not understand. Why would they offer me anything? Zorith smiled faintly. "You will understand soon." Eli stayed awake all night, holding a light near Zorith, refusing to let him fade. Above them, the galaxy moved on. Trade routes opened. Empires watched, and none of them knew that the most powerful alien in the stars was lying wounded in a scrap shelter, saved by a human orphan with nothing to lose. Zorith did not wake up that morning. Eli sat beside him, staring at the old aliens. Still body, the shelter felt colder than before. The quiet pressed on Eli's ears, heavy and painful. He placed his hand near Zorith's chest, a slow heartbeat. Eli exhaled. "He's alive," Eli whispered to himself. Zorith's skin had changed color overnight. The blue had faded to a dull gray. His breathing was shallow. Every breath felt borrowed. Eli had no medicine, no tools. Only water, cloth, and hope. He cleaned the wounds again, careful and gentle. He spoke softly, even though Zorith could not. "Hear him. You can't die here," Eli said. "Not after everything." Outside, footsteps echoed. Eli froze. Human voices. Scavengers. They laughed as they walked through the wreckage field, searching for metal and alien parts to sell. "One ship crash and everyone hides," one man said. "Free credits for us." Eli quickly pulled a cloth over Zorith and stood in front of him. The men stopped at the shelter door. "Hey kid," one of them said. "You see anything fall last night?" Eli shook his head. "Just fire, nothing left." A man leaned closer, eyes sharp. "What's behind you?" "Nothing," Eli said. His voice stayed calm, but his heart screamed. The men looked at each other. "Leave it," one said. "Just an orphan." They walked away. Eli's knees almost gave out. He turned back to Zorith. "You're safe," he whispered. Later that day, Zorith stirred. His eyes opened slowly. "You protected me," he said weakly. Eli nodded. They almost came inside. Zorith closed his eyes again. "In my world," he said, "no one would do that for free." Eli sat down. "Then your world is broken too." That made Zorith smile. Hours passed. Zorith spoke little. Most of the time, he stared at the metal roof, lost in thought. Eli noticed his silence was not from pain alone. "You're hiding something," Eli said gently. Zorith turned his head. "Yes," he said, "because if you knew, you might fear me." Eli frowned. "I already fear everything." "That won't change." Zorith studied the boy. "You saved me without knowing who I am," Zorith said. "If I tell you now, it would not be fair." Eli accepted that. That night, the sky lit up again. Not fire. Signals. Strange symbols burned across the clouds. Zorith's eyes widened. "They are calling for me," he whispered. Eli felt a chill. "Friends?" Zorith did not answer. Moments later, a small drone hovered near the shelter. It scanned the area silently. Eli grabbed a metal rod and stood between the drone and Zorith. "Go away," Eli said. The drone stopped. Then it spoke. "Return the asset. You will be rewarded." Eli's eyes burned. "He's not an asset," Eli said. "Step aside, human," the voice replied. Eli did not move. The drone paused, as if confused. Zorith watched in silence. Finally, the drone pulled back and vanished into the sky. Eli collapsed onto the ground, breathing hard. "They'll send more," Eli said. Zorith nodded. Double quotes yes, and next time they will not ask. Zorith reached into his torn clothing and pulled out a small broken device. "This was once my voice," he said. "Now it is silent, like me." Eli looked at it. "Can I fix it?" Zorith raised an eyebrow. "You repair machines?" Eli smiled slightly. "I repair broken things. It's how I survive." Zorith handed him the device. As Eli worked, sparks flickered. Hope flickered too. Zorith looked at the boy and finally spoke the truth, not with words, but with his eyes. This human child was dangerous, not because of strength, not because of weapons, but because of choice. And somewhere deep in the galaxy, powerful beings were moving, because the old alien silence was hiding a secret, worth more than planets. The night did not stay quiet. A deep vibration rolled through the ground, slow and heavy, like footsteps of a giant. Eli felt it first in his feet. Then the sky changed color. Red lights, searchlights. Zorith opened his eyes wide. "They are close," he said. Eli's hands tightened around the small tool he was using. The broken device lay half-fixed beside him. "How close?" Eli asked. Zorith listened. His ears moved slightly. "Too close." A shadow passed over the shelter. Then another. Alien landing ships descended around the crash site. Their engines hummed with cold power. The air felt thinner, heavier. Eli's heart pounded. "They found you," Eli whispered. Zorath nodded slowly. "Yes, and they will not stop until I am taken." Metal boots hit the ground. 3 figures stepped out of the ships, tall, armored, their faces hidden behind dark helmets. Each one carried a weapon that glowed with blue energy. "Hunters." One of them spoke into the air. "Zorath of the High Consortium, you are located. Surrender." Eli's eyes widened. "You know his name?" Eli said. Zorath looked away. "I told you. I was not ordinary." The hunters moved closer. Eli stepped in front of Zorath. "Stop!" Eli shouted. "He's injured." The hunters paused. Then one laughed. "A human orphan," the hunter said. "Move aside, child." Eli did not move. "You'll hurt him," Eli said. "If you want him, you go through me." Silence fell. The hunters stared at the boy. "Human logic is flawed," the leader said. "Your life has no value here." Eli's voice shook, but he stood firm. "Maybe to you, not to me." The hunter raised his weapon. Zorath's eyes burned. "Eli." Zorath said softly, "Step away." Eli shook his head. "I didn't save you to watch you die." Before the weapon could fire, a loud blast shook the ground. Dust flew everywhere. Eli fell backward. The shelter collapsed. Smoke filled the air. Eli coughed and struggled to stand. Through the smoke, he saw Zorath being pulled away, energy cuffs snapping around his wrists. "No!" Eli shouted. He grabbed a piece of metal and ran. A hunter turned. The weapon fired. The shot missed Eli by inches, burning the ground beside him. Eli kept running. He jumped onto the hunter, striking the weapon away. The hunter fell, shocked. The other hunters froze. "A human attacked," one said. "Impossible." Eli stood between them and Zorath, bleeding, shaking, but standing. "You don't get to take him like this," Eli said. Zorath stared at the boy in disbelief. "Why?" Zorath asked quietly. Eli looked back. "Because someone once left me behind," Eli said, "and I survived." "He won't be left behind today." For the first time, the hunters hesitated. That hesitation saved them. A sudden burst of light shot into the sky. The broken device activated. Zorath signaled. Far above the planet, something answered. A massive ship appeared in orbit. Its shadow covered the land like a moving night. The hunters froze. "This is not possible," one whispered. Zorath smiled for the first time. The galaxy had knocked, and humanity had answered. The sky went silent. The massive ship above the planet did not move. It did not fire. It simply waited, like a king watching a battlefield. The hunters slowly stepped back, their weapons lowered. Zorath straightened his back, even with the energy cuff still glowing around his wrists. His tired eyes now held calm power. One hunter spoke, his voice shaking. "Confirm identity." A soft light spread from Zorath's chest. The broken device in Eli's hands lit up fully. A symbol appeared in the air. Ancient. Gold. Recognized across the galaxy. The hunters froze. "That mark," one whispered. "High Consortium Prime." Eli did not understand. "What does that mean?" he asked. Zorath turned to him. "It means," Zorath said gently, "that the galaxy answers when I speak." The massive ship above sent a signal. Smaller ships appeared around it like stars forming a crown. A voice filled the sky. Deep and clear, "All units stand down. You are in the presence of Zorath Velm, founder of the Interstellar Trade Consortium." The hunters dropped to one knee. Eli's world tilted. "Founder? Trade Consortium?" Zorath looked down at his cuffs. They unlocked and fell to the ground. "No chains," Zorath said calmly. "Belong on me." The hunters backed away, fear in their movements. Eli stared at Zorath. You're rich?" Ayla said. Zorath almost laughed. "Rich enough to buy planets," he replied. Eli blinked. Then he shrugged. That doesn't change anything. That single sentence hit Zorath harder than any weapon. Around them, ships landed. Guards in clean armor approached, respectful, careful. "Lord Zorath," one said, "we came as soon as your signal returned." Zorath nodded. Then he did something no one expected. He turned away from them and looked at Eli. "This human saved my life," Zorath said loudly, "without reward, without fear." The guards looked at Eli. "Just a boy, dirty clothes, bare feet. Impossible." Zorath raised his voice. "Remember this moment. The galaxy calls humans dangerous, weak, worthless." He placed a hand on Eli's shoulder. "This one human proved you wrong." The guards bowed, not just to Zorath, but to Eli. Eli felt heat rise in his face. "I didn't do it for this," Eli said quietly. "I know," Zorath replied. "That is why it matters." The massive ship began lowering a ramp. "Come with me," Zorath said. "I will give you everything." Eli looked back at the broken shelter. "This is all I have," Eli said. Zorath followed his gaze. "Then let me give you more than survival," Zorath said softly. "Let me give you a future." Eli took a deep breath. He nodded. As they walked toward the ship, whispers spread across the fleet. "A human orphan. He protected him. He fought hunters." The story was already traveling faster than light, and for the first time in history, the galaxy was watching humanity with respect. The ship was silent inside. Not empty, just calm. Eli stood near a wide window, staring at the stars. He had never been inside a ship like this. The floor was smooth. The lights were soft. Everything felt unreal. Zorath sat nearby, his wounds now treated by advanced medical drones. His color slowly returned. His breathing was steady. "You should be afraid," Zorath said gently. Eli shook his head. "I don't feel afraid. Just lost." Zorath nodded. "That is how change feels at first." The ship moved into deep space. Earth became a small blue light behind them. Eli felt something tighten in his chest. "I didn't say goodbye," Eli said. "You did," Zorath replied, "with your actions." Eli did not understand, but the words felt warm. Later, Eli was given clean clothes, food he had never tasted, water that never ran out. He ate slowly, careful not to waste anything. Zorath watched him. "You eat like someone who has been hungry for a long time," Zorath said. Eli looked up. "Food doesn't stay forever." Zorath felt shame in his heart. He had owned fleets, cities, worlds, yet he had never truly seen hunger until now. They walked through the ship together. Crews bowed as Zorath passed, but their eyes stayed on Eli. "Why? Do they look at me like that?" Eli asked. "Because," Zorath said, "you changed the story they believed." Eli frowned. "I just helped someone." "That is exactly what frightens them," Zorath replied, "and inspires them." Zorath brought Eli to a room filled with light. Screens showed planets, ships, and cities across the galaxy. "This is my empire," Zorath said. "Trade routes, stations, worlds." Eli's eyes widened. "It's too big," Eli whispered. Zorath nodded. "Yes, and it made me forget small things." Zorath turned to him. "I offer you wealth, education, power, safety." Eli thought for a long moment. "Will I still be me?" Eli asked. Zorath smiled. "That depends on you." Eli took a breath. "Then I'll stay, but not as something owned." Zorath bowed his head. "You will never be owned." Days passed. Eli learned to read star maps, to speak with aliens who looked nothing like him. Some feared him. Some admired him. One alien child asked, "Are humans really brave?" Eli answered simply, "Sometimes." That answer spread. Zorath watched from a distance. The boy was not loud, not violent, not proud, yet everywhere he went, people listened. One night, Zorath stood beside Eli at the star window. "You saved me," Zorath said. "But more than that. You reminded me why power must serve life." Eli did not reply. He just watched. The stars far away. Messages traveled through the galaxy. Human. Orphan. Protector. Something was changing, and it had not even begun yet. The council chamber was silent. It was the largest room in the galaxy, built for rulers, war leaders, and traitors who controlled entire star systems. Today, every seat was filled. At the center stood Zorath Veln. Beside him stood Eli. No armor. Number. Title. No weapon. Just a human boy. Screens around the chamber showed the moment again and again. The crash, the fire, the hunters, and a small human standing in front of an old alien. Murmurs spread. Why protect him? Why risk everything? Zorath raised his hand, and the room fell quiet. "This council has measured power in fleets," Zorath said. "In credits, in weapons." He looked around slowly. "Today, I show you a power you ignored." He turned to Eli. "This human had no reason to save me, no reward, no safety." Zorath's voice grew firm. "He saved me because he chose to." The council members shifted uncomfortably. One leader spoke. "Humans are unpredictable, dangerous." Zorath nodded. Yes, he said. "Because they can choose kindness even when it costs them everything." Eli felt every eye on him. Zorath placed a hand on Eli's shoulder. "This boy did not ask who I was. He saw someone in pain." Silence returned. Zorath continued. "From this moment, humanity will no longer stand alone." A symbol appeared above the chamber. A new alliance. Trade routes open. Protection granted. Education shared, Zorath declared. Not because humans are strong, but because they are human. Gasps filled the room. Ele finally spoke. His voice was soft, but clear. "I didn't save him to change the galaxy," Eli said. "I saved him because it felt right." That sentence spread faster than any speech. Across the stars, screens lit up, worlds watched. Species listened. The story was retold again and again, not of a battle, not of a war, but of a choice. Later, Eli stood alone at a viewing deck. Earth shined in the distance. Zorath joined him. "The galaxy will remember your name," Zorath said. Eli shook his head. "I don't need that." Zorath smiled. "That is why they will remember it." The ship turned slowly, setting a course toward the future, and somewhere a child looked up at the sky and believed that even the smallest human can change the stars. HFY. Humanity's greatest power was never strength. It was the heart that chose to stand.